Dark Age thoughts. So it's like the third time I'm trying to do my thoughts regarding this book because it's dark and I love Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. So I have like this word written on it, and I would just like to tell you about my experience with this book. It's like super dark. The name is Dark Age, but just think about it like this. It is dark, like full on dark. Sometimes you have to stop because your mindset is not on it. I'm gonna give you an example. There's this character I'll talk about a bit more on during it, but her name is Lyria, and she says specifically a line that's like this: I just don't know why they nailed the baby upside down. Like full on. When you read that, you just have just chill out, let me go catch a breath, sip a bit of water, and take it easy because it's full on dark. This book transmits you something, a lot of things, but most of the ones I like to say, it's helplessness and dread. You feel helpless. They want you to feel that most of the characters are in a sense that they feel everything they do, there's always problems and they just can't get out of them. They always pin down. There's always issues. And dread. They feel dread. They feel there's nothing I can do. That's what I feel. So I'll structure this thought process and review process this way. So like this: quick questions, pacing, characters, twists, best and worst moments. And for me, the most important thing is consequences of mercy. This is what this book tells you: consequence of being merciful. So I want you to give you these questions before. Is Dark Age too dark? Did Darrow fail the Republic? Is Lysander actually right? Is it dark? Full on dark. Did Darrow fail the Republic? No. Fuck no. That's heretic conversations. Is Lysander actually right? No, that Pinky is not right. Fuck him. So, pacing. Let's go start with that. I think it's pretty much non-stop. It's pedal to the metal, pretty much. I think the only time you get some sense of relief and you can catch your breath, it's on the first 3-4 chapters of Ephron. When he gets to Sephi and when he's trying to collect his thoughts. I think it's the only time you actually see that you can catch your breath. But even though Ephron, after that, it's even more non-stop than the others, so not too much. Characters. I want to talk about Darrow, Lysander, Virginia, Ephron, Lyria. Those are the big ones I like to talk about. So, Darrow, poor guy, is trying to do his best, but he feels like he's failing at everything he does. He feels like everything is going through his grasp. He feels a bit pinned down. He feels helpless. He feels that a part of him is missing, not because of his son or his Virginia, but most of the time several. He misses several on those times. He needs somebody there that has been with him. And then there's Screwface, that comes and helps him to understand those feelings, and the Screw actually becomes a bit of a Severo and tries to help him on those circumstances. And there's so many things that he cannot do and cannot understand, and it is in a position that is helpless. He did not... There's a lot of spoilers, by the way. He did not went to rescue his son because he didn't want to leave his legions, but at the end of the day, his legions die, and he had to run away or he would die. He was rescued by Cassius. So there, in a way, is going through it. He's a bit fucked, to be honest. Lysander, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I was a Lysander defender on first. I liked that Lysander. I liked the way he talked on Iron Gold. I liked it. I liked him. But then he went there and killed Alexander. He killed Alexander, and I don't want him to kill Alexander. I felt very bad because Alexander was one of my favorite characters. And the way Alexander does it is no honor. And Lysander answers with no time. The audiobook, by the way, on that specific part is no chef's kiss, my friends. It was amazing. But I felt very bad about Lysander dying. And I loved Lysander. Alexander, my bad. Lysander is very smart. Lysander is very persistent. He has a lot of luck on this book. In a way, he's still he wants to help Gold. He wants to help his race. But the problem with Lysander is that his race is every time he talks to himself and I want this, I want Gold to be better. It's always golds. Always. He's always being specific about races. It's not all of them, people. No, it's golds, greys, coppers, everything, reds. It's always golds. And that is very important, I would say. More. Virginia, unfortunately, is going through it. She gets overthrown by the Red Hand, which, spoiler alert, the Abomination, it's a clone of her brother, which was the one that overthrown her. It's, my god, that came out of fucking nowhere. And Severo gets captured. She pretty much fucked. She had to run away or die. She gets beaten to a pulp, and it was not easy for her to survive. And she was pinned down because the goodness of people also can be a weapon against you. Because, like I said, she and Darrow wanted the powers of the Republic and the Sovereign to be different. And she took powers when they took the throne from the Sovereign. They took powers, Armada powers, to the Senate. So there was not a lot of concentration of power on the Sovereign. But that fucked them because they could not go and help Darrow on Mercury. And she wanted to help him. And she was almost trying to do. But then the Rahan pretty much beat the shit out of her. Pretty much. But she could run away to Mars. Thankfully. Now, Ephron. I was not a very... I didn't like Ephron that much, but I wish there was more books about Ephron. I really like Ephron. At the end, I loved him. I did not like the way he died, gonna be honest. But again, he was pretty much fucked with Vox and Fa there. So he would pretty much going to die with that. He had to blow himself up or die or get scorched or beat into a pulp. And basically, Vox and Fa did not survive. They all got his face burned down and laughed at it. So you had to die about that point to save your own skin. But Ephron was always good. Ephron always wanted what was best to Volga. Volga, we found out. I'm going to talk about that in a bit more. I'm getting ahead of myself. But he wanted what's best for him, for his family, for his friends. Volga, Lyria. He learns to love Pax and Electra. And unfortunately, I think it would be a good asset to Darrow, but he died, and I did not like that. Lyria, I was not a big fan of Lyria because, Lyria is a bit of a, that's not fair, fuck him, fuck Darrow, But Lyria is almost as Ayo would be, the first Darrow's wife. But I learned to love her. And the way she helped Victra and helped Volga and was smart about it. And she's resilient as a red against a lot of other people. I learned to love her, and now she has a device inside her, and we'll see how that pretty much goes. So, plot twists. What do we have here? We have the amount of people that died, and I was not expecting this. So we have Ulysses that died. That's Victor's and Severus' son. Alexander dies. Ephron dies. Sephi dies. I don't think I'm missing anymore. And let's not forget the amount of other people that die. I don't think I am missing anything. No. So, the father of Volga is Ragnar. The father of Ragnar is Volk's Thor, which pretty much tells us that he wants Volga for something. He wants to make Volga his heir. That's what he says. Sephi was dying. She had a problem. And unfortunately, Volga had to surrender herself to liberate Mars from their grasp. And let's see what that brings on Lightbringer. Let's see. The one we also learn by the Love Knight that Darrow kills, that the one that killed Lysander's parents were his grandmother, the Sovereign. And that's a big consensus, because even his parents basically saying the way that your grandmother was doing everything to hold power and control everything and being a dictator is wrong, and me as your mother and your father, we wanted to overthrow her, but we got killed by her and Octavian, no, the new dictator. But you, as our son, wants to put everything back as it was, with the excuse, oh, gold needs to be better. That doesn't make sense to me, because basically he doesn't understand that his parents thought that what he wants to do was wrong, and he still wants to do it. It blows my mind. Maybe I'm not understanding that plot line correctly, but that's what I think about it. And there's a lot of misconceptions here, and I'm not over there, but okay. Let's see what Lightbringer does. Abomination also was one of big twists. I did not think that he was alive. Darrow killed him, so I was not expecting him to be alive and as a clone. So what the fuck was that? Best moments. I love Darrow beating the shit out of Lysander on the desert, but unfortunately he did not finish them. Lysander and Darrow having a conversation without Darrow knowing that he was Lysander. He was portraying himself as another gold. That was a good part. Worst moments was Atlas / the Fear Knight trying to rape Darrow. That was pretty much fucked and dark as shit, but okay. Nailing the baby upside down. I still don't forgive Pierce for that. Lysander killing Alexander. I've talked about this and I felt very bad about that, unfortunately. Sephi dying. She died an horrific death by her father. Ephron dying. That was on the same... By the way, that those two dying was on the same chapter. Same fucking chapter. Not same, but like 1-2 of difference. But it was like on this. They died. Here, 10-15 minutes, they died again. The fuck? And the most important part I want to talk about this book is the consequences of mercy. So, let's break it down. Darrow could have killed Lysander on the end of the Morning Star. Several, even though, tell them, kill the bastard. Why let him live? There's nothing good from it. But Darrow wanted to do better. He wanted to be the bigger person and said, no, let's not kill him. There's been enough killed. People dead. But at the same point, what's one more people at the amount of billions dead? Makes no sense to me. But okay. After that, he captured Atlas, the fucking Fear Knight, impaled thousands of people, killed thousands of people. It's one of the most important generals in the new dictator rule. And he had him on his grasp. He could have mutilated him. He could have killed him. He could have impaled him. He could have done immense things. But no, we need to keep him alive. So my wife can break him. Yes, that's all very true. That's all very correct. But you could have put the dead man switch on him. Like, put something inside like you did on the Minotaur. You could have, again, another thing. He could have killed Minotaur. But now Minotaur is with Lysander. Makes no sense. You're creating problems, man. No, you should be fixing him. You could have killed Lysander. You could have killed Atlas. You could have killed Minotaur in Iron Gold. But you didn't. And that pisses me off immensely, man. Immensely. And that's pretty much it, because I wanted him to do better, but I feel that he's about to get his ass kicked on the new Lightbringer. So that's it. I highly recommend you reading Red Rising series, but be careful with this book. It's dark. Again, like I said, dark. Very dark. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you later, alligator.